What up, guys? Kevin here. Just waiting to get my burrito, and I figured I'd share my last few days in absolute miserable pain that I don't wish upon anybody. I got people on my list that I wish really bad things. This is not one of them. This sucks, and I feel helpless. But I'm getting better. So, I blew out my back. My back just like blew up. No, not in that way, you perverts. Um, this is how it happened. Sunday night, it's now Wednesday night, so it's been about 72 hours. Sunday night, I was making dinner. I was making steak and penne. And I was like, you know what goes good with pasta? Milk. I love milk with my pasta. So I opened up my refrigerator door. I see that big, beautiful gallon of milk that I just bought at Sprouts. I bend over and pop. My back just went, oh, just like sharp, stinging pain. And then both my legs went numb and started shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I can hold myself up. Then I was already in a bent down position and it didn't like really go away, but I'm like, that didn't just happen. So I grabbed the milk and I get back up, pour myself a glass of milk, and I'm like, yeah, my back is messed up, but I'm going to pretend that didn't happen, and hopefully it'll just go away in a few minutes. No, it didn't go away. Now, while I was downstairs making dinner, I was fine, and after I ate it, good. Then I started going upstairs, and I'm like, ooh, this is really difficult. And by the time I got all the way up, it was on. My back was just done. It was finished. And I looked at my bed and I'm like, I know if I lay down, I will not be able to get back up. So I just started, walking around my bed. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to go to sleep. So I just laid down. I'm like, screw it, I got to lay down. Let's just practice getting up. I couldn't get back up, guys. I couldn't. It was like I was in so much physical pain that physically I couldn't do it, but also mentally, because any move I made on the bed was the worst pain of my life. And I felt helpless. And I live alone too. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here and die. And I'm like looking. I'm like, I got a couple water bottles right here on the table. I guess I can drink that. I'm not going to thirst myself to death if this is over within a day or two. And I just had Thanksgiving dinner yesterday and a crap ton of leftovers. And I'll get to that in a minute because I think that's what contributed to my back blowing out. But I couldn't move. I felt so helpless. So I tried to get up and I could not get up. And my bed's pretty low, which I don't mind, but if it was a little bit taller, I can just quickly move my body and just shift it off the bed and be standing up. But no, I got to physically get up. And it took me about an hour to get the courage to do it. And when I did it, it was the worst pain ever. And I probably made it worse. And my cabinet with all my drugs, from the bed, maybe about 6 feet away. It took a good minute and a half. Leaning up against the wall, just inching my way over there. Every step hurt like a mother effer. I grabbed a couple ibuprofen and dude, it didn't do anything. Didn't do a single thing. I was like, damn. So, I'm big on brushing my teeth, washing my face, doing that, morning and night. That night, I was like, screw it. I took the ibuprofen. I went to the sink to piss. I didn't have to crap, thankfully. But I went to the sink to piss, and just even pulling down my boxers to get the wee wee out to start peeing in the sink, that was a journey. It hurt so much just to like pull my little underoos down, my boxers down, just below the tip, so I can aim it into the sink. And then I had to like lean in a little bit, and I'm like, ah. I was like crying, like scream crying, just taking a piss. Not that it hurt when I pee, but my back hurt when I peed. And I'm like, man, I'm going to have to take a dump. Maybe not tonight, but tomorrow. And I know it's just the beginning. So I was able to make it to bed. I'm like, screw it, not washing my face, not brushing my teeth. I got on the bed, and when I got on the bed, I really just fell over. I like fell over hard. Like yeah, it was just like I got shot in the head and I just fell over. That was the only way I knew how to just quickly get into bed and try to get in a comfortable position, which I will say I was able to get in a comfortable position, but I couldn't move. And I toss and turn. I didn't realize how much I toss and turn, because after like a minute, I'm like, all right, this side's really uncomfortable. Let's flip over to the right side, back and forth. I couldn't do that. It hurt so much. And then once it got so uncomfortable being in one position, I like forced myself to just flip over, and it was the worst pain ever. The worst pain ever. And then Monday rolled around, and now things are going to get a little graphic and gross, but I got to shit. I'm a human being. We all do it. And, I ate a lot of food Sunday and Saturday. Saturday is when I had my Thanksgiving dinner. I'm like, okay, I don't think I could sit. So I had to go downstairs to the bathroom, and that took me like 5 minutes. Should take me like 15 seconds at most. Took me 5 minutes to get downstairs. And I make it to the bathroom, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to drop my drawers. That's so hard to do, because I dropped it and it like dropped down to my knees. I'm like, I got to get it off my knees, but I got to bend over. I can't bend over. I'm like, I can't bend over. I can't bend over. So I like tried to squeeze my legs together. That hurt like hell. And then they fell down. Like, thank God. And then I'm staring at the toilet. I'm like, how am I going to sit on this thing? And I just did it. I just said, screw it. I'm just going to fall on it. And that was the worst pain ever. My back was like, no, we are not sitting. We are not sitting. But I had to shit. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I need to get up. This is so uncomfortable, but I couldn't get up. But it was really uncomfortable. The pain was so bad that I forgot I had to shit. Like my butthole's like, yo, we good, Kevin. We can just hold off till Thursday. We'll lay some footballs on Thursday. But I found that if I like take my arms and put it on the edge of the seat and kind of lift myself that way, I got myself, I wouldn't say comfortable, but provided enough comfort to get back into shitty mode, which I did. And, oh yeah, you got to wipe your butt when you shit. I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how to do it. I sat there, like, I tried to reach around. I'm like, I couldn't reach around. My back hurt so much. So much. And I'm trying to convey, like, it's such a helpless feeling when your back blows out and you can't move. I will never make fun of Christopher Reeve again. I never did, but like, if I ever do, I will, Christopher Reeves, R.I.P. But I'm like, dude, I can't wipe my ass. I can't wipe it. And I'm like, I guess I can go to the shower, but I don't want to shower because I'm like, man, if I slip and fall in the shower, I'm dead. I'm going to drown. I'm just going to be that person that drowns in like an inch of water. because I'll be in so much pain or I might knock myself out. But yeah, I just reached back there and got to wiping. I did it once and it was the one of the worst painful ass wipes of my life. And I like to be clean. I'm like, one ain't enough. I'm going for two. I went for two. Hurt even more. Three, I tried a different way. I was like, oh, what if I try going underneath? And I was like, that hurt like hell and felt weird. I'm like, this feels goofy. This feels kind of gay. But I'm like, all right, we just doing a three-peat here. Calling it. It's not like I'm having girls come over to look at my twinkly poopy butthole. And I was like, all right, it's white. It's white enough. All right, we got the gross part over. Got that done. But then I had to get up. I had to get up from toilet seat. And that was nearly impossible. But yeah. So that was that day. Oh, I still ended up working Monday. But I love to get up. I like fidgeting around and just getting up and screwing off. I have ADHD. I can't sit still. I sat still. Like I got in a comfortable position and I just didn't move. I worked a full 4 hours. Then I ordered a heating pad off Amazon and they delivered it. So I had to like go downstairs. Again, it should take 15 seconds. It took me I think 8 minutes to get downstairs and go outside and try not to look like I'm dying to the neighbors. As I'm picking it up, I think I waved at somebody and then like kicked the box inside and closed the garage door. Then turned into a crippled old man. But yeah, the heating pad, it worked. I don't know if it worked. I don't know. Like it made it feel really good. But from what I read, you're not supposed to just leave it on. You're supposed to do it like 20 minutes on and 20 minutes off or 45 minutes off or something. So when I had it off, like my back was like in total FU mode. But when it was on, I was like, oh, this feels good. But yeah, I just sat there and worked for like 4 hours, went to lunch, then another 4 hours. I haven't done that in ages. I always get bored and just like go walk around or do something. I felt miserable. I felt so damn hopeless. But that was Monday. Then yesterday, I felt just good enough to where I can get up out of bed. It still hurts like a mother effer. And I can walk for like 10 to 15 feet. Oh, in terms of walking, like it does feel better if you continue to walk. Like the more you walk, the more minutes. Like the more like normal I felt. But if you got nowhere to be, it's like, what am I just going to walk for, till this thing doesn't hurt anymore? But yesterday I was a little bit better. Good enough that I could get out of bed and I can roll around in bed just enough to get in a comfortable position. It still hurt. And then today being Wednesday, I'm pretty much, it still hurts, but like when I get up and walk, I look like a 115-year-old man. I look like Jimmy Carter trying to go out and vote. But after like a minute, I feel normal and can walk normal again. So yeah, it's scary. It's scary just being hopeless, especially if you live alone and you just can't move. And it's the psychological pain as well. It's like psychologically, this is going to hurt as hell. And your mind is like, no, we're not going to let you do something that's painful, but you have to do it. So that's just my story. I've had something simple. Like I used to get like pinched nerves in my neck, which were really painful, like really, really painful to the point where I couldn't drive because I couldn't turn my head to look both ways before driving. So I've had that, but yeah, I think I read somewhere like, all right, 72 hours when your back is blown out like that, it starts to subside. And that's exactly what happened the third day, Wednesday today. Like, I'm like, okay, my back still sucks, but I can get around and, try to be a normal human being for a little bit. But yeah, I think what happened though is I had so much sugar. So my Thanksgiving was Saturday. I had steak. I had maybe like 6 rolls, bunch of Kerrygold butter. I had a potato. Did I say steak? And then I had 2 slices of pie and some like little fudgy type dessert thing. Had a bunch of those. And I had a beer and I had a Coke. And if you follow like health people online or whatever, they say sugar and carbs is just inflammation. Just inflammation and inflammation. Oh, I had lasagna as well too. So that's all I ate was just a big plate of inflammation on Saturday. Oh yeah. Then my my stepmom's like, she just loves to give me the leftovers because my stepmom and dad, they don't want the leftovers. So what do? They just box it all up and give it to me. And I really don't like leftovers, especially now. So then Saturday night, I'm like, well, I got to eat this all. So I had like another like slice of pie and a crap ton more rolls. And that went over into Sunday where I had more steak, rolls, pie, little fudge thingies. And then later that night I had another steak with penne. Yeah. If they say sugar and carbs and all that crap causes inflammation, I think that just teed it up, and me just bending over to grab the milk, my back just said, fuck you, Kevin. I hate you so much for what you did to me. I hate you so much. And I got bad posture as well, but I've had bad posture my whole life. So like, why now? I guess because I'm getting old in my later 30s now. So maybe all that bad posture, like I slouch when I sit down, which is not good, but it's like, why now? Like, why now? You know, not some big fat guy where I'm putting so much pressure, but it just shows you got to have good posture or you blow your back out like I did. But I just wanted to share my story, what I went through. It's such a scary, like lonely experience, especially if you live alone and you just feel helpless. Like I felt so helpless. And it really made me think. I'm like, man, I might need to settle down and, get a wife or something, get some help. No joke. No joke. At least, can have someone maybe to rub my back and maybe wipe my ass. No, I wouldn't do that. I would have not like, hey babe, I know we fart in front of each other and sometimes you leave the door open when you're poo, but can you come wipe my butt? I would never do that. But yeah, that's my story. If anyone's going through that right now, I'm so sorry. I'm just thinking like, man, would I wish this upon Hitler? Yeah, probably. But, yeah, I really don't wish it upon anybody. It's the worst pain. Like if someone said, you can either go through that again, Kevin, or you can give childbirth. I'm like, give me childbirth. Give me childbirth. And then I'll go through childbirth. I'm like, nope, bust my back out again, please. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Sorry about the poo-poo story there. But I will talk to you later. Later.